Thank you for joining us today. To begin, can you briefly explain what PROUT is?
PROUT stands for Progressive Utilization Theory. It's a socio-economic framework proposed by P.R. Sarkar that aims to create a balanced society by ensuring the proper use and distribution of resources for the welfare of all, physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Many systems already exist: capitalism, socialism, mixed economies. Why do we need something new like PROUT?
Because current systems have structural flaws. Capitalism concentrates wealth and power in a few hands. Socialism often concentrates power in the state. Both tend to neglect human moral and spiritual development. PROUT proposes decentralized economic democracy, limits on accumulation, and moral leadership, addressing root causes instead of just symptoms.
You mentioned concentration of wealth. Why is that such a big problem?
When wealth concentrates, decision-making concentrates. That leads to exploitation of workers, consumers, and nature. It also weakens democracy. PROUT sets rational limits on accumulation and encourages cooperative ownership so that economic power is distributed and communities control their own resources.
How would PROUT change daily economic life for ordinary people?
Three main changes: guarantee of minimum necessities, food, clothing, housing, education, and healthcare. Local economic control, production planned around regional needs. Cooperative enterprises, workers and consumers share ownership and benefits. People would work not just to survive, but to grow and contribute.
Critics might say this sounds idealistic. Is it practical?
It's practical because elements of PROUT already work. Cooperatives, local currencies, decentralized planning, and social enterprises exist worldwide. PROUT integrates these into a coherent system guided by ethical principles and long-term human welfare.
How does PROUT address poverty differently?
Instead of relying on trickle-down or state dependency, PROUT builds local productive capacity. It emphasizes job creation through cooperatives, small industries, and agricultural development. So people generate prosperity directly where they live.
What about globalization? Is PROUT against it?
PROUT supports cultural and intellectual exchange, but not exploitative economic globalization. It favors economic decentralization with global cooperation, not global corporate domination.
Does PROUT only deal with economics?
No, that's a key difference. PROUT recognizes that human beings have physical, mental, and spiritual needs. Without moral and spiritual values, any economic system becomes corrupt. PROUT includes ethical leadership and character development as essential components of social progress.
How does PROUT view the environment?
Nature is not just a resource warehouse. PROUT promotes sustainable utilization, using resources wisely, regenerating ecosystems, and planning production based on long-term ecological balance.
Who would lead a PROUT-based society?
Leadership should come from people with integrity, competence, and a service mentality, what PROUT calls sadvipras, morally courageous individuals who stand above narrow self-interest and guide society toward welfare for all.
Final question. Why does the world need PROUT now?
Because we face rising inequality, ecological crisis, mental stress, and social fragmentation. Incremental reforms are not enough. We need a system that combines economic justice, decentralization, ethical leadership, and human development. PROUT offers that integrated vision.